Okay, I think that we are live. I've got people watching, so I think we can, I'm not sure if people know how to write comments in the YouTube. I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm just going to jump over. And double check. Oh, hang on, I've got a message here. Okay, something's happening with the YouTube. Let me... I'm not sure what's happening. Okay. People who are live and watching, can you let me know if you can hear and you can see me? Because I can't tell if we're working or not. So that would be amazing if you could let me know. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, we've got a couple of ladies on now. Fantastic. I don't know what happened, ladies. I think I might have sent the link to my YouTube channel, but not to this specific live for some reason. Bev's saying you can't comment. I don't know why. That's weird, Bev. Okay, cool. Bev's saying it's working, so we'll trust that it's working. Okay, yay. So this is my first YouTube live, and I'm just streaming it live to my Facebook as well because I know that a couple of people are having trouble getting on the YouTube channel. So tonight is a online introductory to essential oils workshop, and so hopefully you can all see me okay. I've got my goodies here, which I'm really excited to share with you. Now, for those of you who registered for my class, you would have received some beautiful documents. I'm sorry, I'm a bit yellow. So I sent you the essential oils for a healthy home worksheet. So this is the sheet that we're going to go through. So this is kind of what we do in a face-to-face workshop. We would run through kind of some of this information. So we will talk about things like what essential oils are. We will talk about why doTERRA essential oils and why I chose to partner with doTERRA. We'll talk about how to use essential oils. We will talk about the top 10 oils that every home needs. We will also talk about some really exciting ways to get doTERRA oils into your home. So I hope that for those of you who are listening on YouTube, you can comment, because please feel free to ask questions. I can see that I've got a couple of you on. Bev's saying that she can't comment, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Lesson learned to try these out before you do them live. Sorry, girls. Okay, so the interesting thing about doing these online is you can't ask questions, especially if you can't comment, which makes it really hard. So look, we'll bear with it and we will we'll see how we go. Now, essential oils, I'll have to kind of pretend that you can all have smell-o-vision. So I always like to start with our beautiful wild orange because it smells amazing. And in fact, in my diffuser tonight, I have 2 drops of lemon. I have 2 drops of frankincense and 1 drop of wild orange. It's so divine. I was wanting to put some peppermint in, but I thought this late at night, I don't really want to be awake all night. So I've chosen lemon because it's the oil of focus. I've chosen frankincense because it's just amazing and I love just using it pretty much with anything. And wild orange is the oil of abundance and it smells divine. So that is a really nice combination to kind of keep me focused, alert, and going. Frankincense is a really beautiful brain oil as well, which at this time of night you need, especially on a Friday. So essential oils, what are they? Essential oils is a really funny, kind of a really funny name because they are actually plant extracts. So if you, I'll get my trusty orange. We'll pretend this is a wild orange, right? If you think about an orange, a wild orange out in the middle of nowhere, if this orange was the orange we're talking about and it had no skin, it wouldn't survive very long. So if you think about the environmental threats that happen outside, so we've obviously got things like harsh wind and rain conditions. We've got variance in our heat, so anything from snow to soaring temperatures. And so this orange has to survive all of those, you know, all of those conditions. And it's the skin of this beautiful orange that protects it, if you like, protects it from, you know, the threats. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening with. Okay. And so when we extract the orange into this bottle, when you smell these beautiful oils, you will see that certainly the citrus, you will smell the pure and potent nature of them. And so for all of our citrus oils, they are produced from the rinds of these fruits. And so when you smell and inhale the aroma of, say, orange and lemon, it smells just as if you're cutting into your fruit and that zesty zing that you get when your knife goes through. And so it's not the juice. It's really quite powerful and divine. And so when we extract that orange, if you like, it's essentially the pure extract is straight into a bottle. So there's no additives, there's no synthetics, it's not cut with any fillers. It's 100% pure. And so we at doTERRA really pride ourselves on producing really high quality oils. The really beautiful thing that, oh, thanks Karen, Facey's working. The really beautiful thing, I've got YouTube that can only see a small part of me and the bench, and I've got Facebook that can see like my whole house. It's so funny. When lost my train of thought. This is what happened to get sidetracked by the comments. When I started using doTERRA essential oils, I was drawn to them because of their sourcing methods and their commitment to the environment, if you like. And so doTERRA has a really beautiful philanthropic and kind of sustainability behind them, ethical sourcing. Our rose essential oil is a really good classic example of this. Now, our rose essential oil you cannot purchase. So we don't sell rose oil. Although, in fact, today at our American convention, it was announced that they're going to start selling a 10 ml touch roller. So that is pure rose oil diluted down with fractionated coconut oil. So that is the first time that they've ever sold rose. And so that's a sustainable way of an ethical way of producing it. Oh, Bev, I see you've jumped over here. Is YouTube not working, honey? I don't know what's happening. And so, you know, it takes thousands and thousands of tons of roses just to produce a really small amount of rose oil. And so doTERRA, in their commitment to ethical and sustainable sourcing, cannot ethically produce rose oil in a large quantity to make it available to everybody. And so that's the really beautiful thing about doTERRA's company, and one of the reasons I really love doTERRA. So our oils are, many of them can be ingested because of the pure nature of them. And so what, what we find is that, beautiful, thanks, Bev. What we find is that many essential oils on the market, not all of them, but many essential oils on the market are not what they say they are. And so what we want to make sure that you are using is something that is pure, that you know exactly what's in it. And so when you buy a bottle of wild orange, it's 100% wild orange extract. When you buy a bottle of peppermint, it's 100% peppermint extract. And so when you, I know I've recently been looking for a couple of items, and you kind of go on a bit of a witch hunt. And I'll share this story. Interestingly, my cousin recently purchased some oils. She has been going through a really difficult time with her skin. She's had a really bad kind of eczema-type stress hive reaction. She's had some medication and it wasn't working, and so she really needed to look at kind of the natural causes. Now, for you beautiful ladies over on YouTube who are watching, if you want to be able to comment, Bev's telling me that you can't. So if you want to be able to comment, jump on over to my Facebook, because I'm streaming this live from my public page, and you can comment over there. I had no idea that that was not going to be an option, because I have a chat box on my screen, although that might just be for people on the phone. And she purchased some oils off Amazon. She's over in America. And when I asked her what oils she purchased, she told me, and I was like, oh, they were $10 for a packet of 20 or 25 oils or something. And I thought, well, they can't be good. And so I did some research, and there's a place called the Essential Oil University, which is in America. And it, what is his name? He actually used to work for doTERRA. Don't mind me, I'm just taking my stockings off. What's his name, Bev? What's the guy that runs the Essential Oil University? He provides a lot of testing of essential oils. And I did a search for these particular oils that she purchased, and they had tested the lavender in their, out of that particular brand, and they found it to be 70% synthetic. 70%. So 70% of it was totally chemically made up. And so what often you find is that there's a really small percentage of actual essential oil in some of the products today, and that they're cut with synthetic components, all sorts of chemicals and toxins that are not good for your skin. And so if you're wanting to use them for that particular purpose, you absolutely need to be really careful around what you put on your skin. Now, what we know is that anything you apply topically to your skin is swimming around in your bloodstream in around 28 to 30 seconds. So it's pretty amazing stuff. So if you think about the perfumes that you apply to your body, not only do they make you smell nice, but they go through to your skin. No, who's the gentleman? Oh, Dr. Robert Pappas, don't worry. So Dr. Pappas is the gentleman who runs the Essential Oil University. You can look him up on Facebook and you can follow the university and you can do searches for particular brands. He tests all sorts of a lot of American stuff, but you can also send unopened bottles of oil to him. So yeah, you just got to kind of be really careful. What we know is that the natural health, and I mean, just the industry, particularly in Australia, is totally unregulated. You can buy, you know, anything in a bottle that says organic or natural or 100% whatever, and that doesn't actually, that's not checked by anybody. Unless something is certified organic by the Australian Certification Board, you cannot be certain what is in it. So prior to using oils, I absolutely used to use certified organic face products, and I would always make sure that it had that little Australian certification stamp on it for me to trust it. Otherwise, I purchased from a trustworthy website that I knew that they didn't stock products that were bad for my body and had toxins in them. So the beautiful thing about these oils is you can make all of that stuff. So now they're highly concentrated. So peppermint oil, for example, 1 drop of our peppermint oil equates to 28 cups of tea, which is amazing. Now, don't do what I did and put an entire drop in your first hot cup of cacao, because I had to spit it out. It was so bloody bitter and awful. But I know lots of people who can handle a whole drop, so you can kind of, you get used to the taste. For me, I take the top off and I dip a toothpick in, and then I put it in. So you can make your own peppermint tea with this, which is really beautiful. Now, the lovely versatility of these oils is that you can use them, you can eat them, you can clean your bench with them, you can wear them as perfume, you can use them in your laundry powder, you can use them in your shampoo, you can clean your face with them. So they're pretty cost effective and versatile, which is really, really beautiful. Now, so if we kind of, we'll try and kind of power through this, I think, to get you guys off. I know it's Friday night and it's late. My little boy is in bed, but those of you who might have, I know one of the beautiful ladies had some older kids, and so she wasn't sure whether she would be able to stay on for much, you know, for a great deal of time. So the beautiful thing about essential oils is that they're not like pharmaceuticals in that you don't build up a tolerance. So you don't kind of go, okay, well, I'm going to have 1 drop of peppermint oil and next time I'm going to need 2, and then I'm going to, you know, it's not that resistance building like you have with pharmaceuticals. They're obviously not pharmaceuticals, and so there will always come a time and place for pharmaceuticals in your life. They are a great first avenue, and what I like to call them as. So whenever something pops up in our home, they're the first thing that we kind of turn to. We turn to our oils and we see whether we can manage it that way in a very natural and safe way. And sometimes that takes a little bit of trial and error. But there are obviously times where you may need to, you know, look to antibiotics or whatever it is that you're experiencing. So I do not claim to treat. I do not claim to cure. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. This is, you know, I'm coming purely from my experience, how I personally use the oils with me and my family and in our home. And I hope that that resonates with some of you. So I'll kind of weave through and I'll talk about some of the oils and we can talk about how to use them at the same time. So please jump on if you have any questions. I'll just jump on because I can see. Okay. That's really annoying with YouTube. Lesson learned. Okay, so we might start with beautiful peppermint oil. So, peppermint oil is so beautiful. It literally smells like mint slice to me. It makes you breathe so deeply. Now, many people would think to use things like eucalyptus. And in fact, look, my bottle's totally empty. there's a couple of drops left in it. I use peppermint a lot, and I have been using a lot because I've had a fair bit of sinus and just general congestion going on. That's what happens when you have a 1-year-old in daycare. Building up their intolerance. Oh, look, I'm getting tired. I'll inhale some peppermint. So peppermint is great for clearing the pathways, the sinuses, the airways. It's great when you kind of have the really heavy inability to breathe. That's when I get my peppermint out. Now we have what's called Easy Air, which is a softer, gentler version. So, you know, sometimes you kind of have like 2 options, and one's like your mediocre option, and then you've got like you're going to bring the big guns out. That's what I like to think peppermint as. So I tend to use Easy Air with my son. He's really gentle. I'm talking about Easy Air like he's a bloke. So Easy Air's got tea tree and eucalyptus and peppermint. He's also got some laurel, lemon, cardamom, ravinsara. It's beautiful, beautiful, soft and gentle. So this one's great to pop in the shower. So is peppermint. But peppermint is just like, it's pure peppermint on its own, so it's super strong. So I've only got to whiff that, and immediately I'm breathing deeply instead of this. I just kind of feel really calm. And just a really long deep breath. So that's just immediately kind of calm my nervous system down purely because of my breathing. Now, peppermint is a stimulant. So peppermint will wake you up and keep you alert, but it really promotes that deep breathing. So I love to apply peppermint to kind of the back of my ear or kind of under the bridge of my nose when I'm really stuffy. Sometimes I even rub it in my nose. Now, I will say that I'm a bit of a wuss, and I normally have to get my coconut oil out and dilute it down because it stings. Sometimes I apply it here on my nose. So that's great. That's one of my favorite uses for peppermint, is to kind of really get you going. Now, a lot of sports people, if you're an athlete, if you run, clearly I don't run, but over winter, you know, when you're walking and you're a bit stuffy, it's great to inhale so that when you're walking, you can really kind of clear the breath and have really deep breathing. Now, one of my all-time favorite ways to use peppermint is for headaches and fevers. So having a little boy who's in daycare, that means that they often get sick because they're building up their immunity. So I like to make up my own little rollers. So this is a little 10 ml amber roller. Now, amber protects the oil from the sunlight. I do use clear ones, but I make sure that I keep them in my handbag. This one lives in my handbag, so it's got a little silver roller on the top. So this is purely mixed with peppermint and lavender. And I did a live video a little while ago purely around peppermint oil, so you can jump on and watch me make this particular roller and some other things that I do live. And so this has got about 10 drops of lavender and about 10 drops of peppermint. From memory, might be 7 to 8. You could do 5 of each. And so I literally will just apply that on my temples like this, and quite often just on the base of my neck. Sometimes I might put it behind my ears. That works for me. So this is my first point of call for a headache. I also really like to rub it up my little boy's, up his calf muscles or his spine if he's kind of, you know, a bit feverish because he's obviously fighting something. So this will help to cool his body temperature down enough that you can avoid Panadol and Nurofen. We certainly resort to it in our house when he's screaming because that's what you do as a parent. But that's kind of always my first point of call. So that's another really beautiful way to use peppermint oil. Now, for those of you following along at home, on the back of this sheet is some of the information I'm talking about. So it goes through the oils and kind of the key ways that you can use them. Now, peppermint is sourced from Washington State, which is really lovely. Now, one of the beautiful things about doTERRA is that we source our oils in their indigenous location. So where the oils thrive the most, that is where we grow and source them from. And we have a really beautiful co-impact sourcing method where we work with local communities to farm these really ethically and sustainably. And so that's another really beautiful thing that I just love about doTERRA. Now, peppermint, naturally great for the tummy. So great for any tummy upsets, you know, car sickness, travel sickness, that sort of thing. You know yourself, if you're feeling a bit sluggish, you might have a peppermint tea. And so, you know, that's why, because peppermint is really soothing to the tummy. So you can use this in a couple of ways. You can pop a drop in your hand with some carrier oil, and you can massage directly onto your belly. You might pop a drop in your water and just really like sip that slowly, or you might make yourself like a herbal tea and pop some peppermint in there as well. So diluting oils. So using a carrier oil to essentially carry the oil into the skin is the most effective way to apply this to your body. Fractionated coconut oil has very quickly become my favorite carrier oil. I do use some other ones, particularly for my son, because he's got eczema and coconut oil irritates his skin. So we tend to use sweet almond or apricot kernel oil for any of the rollers that are for him. And then I tend to use a cream base on his body, so some shea butter and beeswax and those sorts of things. So this beautiful fractionated coconut oil is like the stable version of coconut oil, if you like. It's non-greasy, like the thick coconut oil. It's clear, it doesn't smell. This is really beautiful to put in the bath and to massage over your body. I have really itchy legs, hence why I took my stockings off. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'll pop some coconut oil on them because I think I've just got dry skin. It's so beautiful. I used to hate getting in the bathtub with the thick coconut oil because I get out and I felt like a greasy, slimy, you know what? But this is really beautiful on your skin. So when you are applying essential oils to your skin, we know that they are a bit like any other product that you pop on your skin in that they evaporate off. And so what we want is for them to penetrate deep into the skin, and we want them to last. So when we dilute them with the carrier oil, that's what happens. I thought I saw someone just coming in my driveway. And so you should always essentially dilute your oils. When I first started using them, I thought it was like cool to just use them straight. I was like, I'm so tough, I can use these oils straight. And in fact, some of them I can't because they're so strong and powerful. You actually need, one, you don't need much. Two, you actually need a carrier oil to kind of soften it and let it go through your body. It is slow release. So there's not many oils that I use neat on my body anymore, apart from maybe some, you know, peppermint up the nose or a bit of lemon on my throat or something, but pretty much everything else I dilute, and everything I pretty much have in a roller, so it's easy to use. And that's great because it's liquid, so you can use it in your rollers as well. Yeah, so peppermint, great for sinus, breathing, any type of kind of, you know, lung issue. Great for athletes if you're needing to really keep those airways open. If you are a bit of a stressor, you know, that is a great one to really bring that deep breath happening. Obviously, any fevers, sunburn, it's great. So because it's cooling for the body, so it's great for sunburn. So coming up to summer, that's a great one to make in like a spray bottle. Some lavender and peppermint in a spray bottle that you can spritz on your, we have a pool here, so we'll be making lots of these and sticking it out on our balcony. It's a great one to have, you know, a bit like your natural after sun spray. Obviously, don't get burnt, that's your first point of call, but let's face it, we all kind of get a bit too happy when we're in the sun. So that's peppermint, one of my faves. I always get a bit overwhelmed of what to do next. We might go easy air. We'll kind of stick down the pathway. We'll do a bit of a, I wish I could let you smell these. Now, for those of you who haven't ever used these oils and haven't ever smelt these oils, if they are something you're really interested in, but you're kind of sitting on the fence going, I'm not sure if I want to invest in my health in this way, I would be more than happy to send you some. I have these. So I have like these little mini vials, and I pop some drops in there, and you can use them, you can inhale them, you can test them out, you can pop some lavender on your pillow, so you can give them a go for about a week and see whether they are something that resonate with you before you make that purchase. So that is always an option. So don't feel like that's not an option if that's something you'd like to do. So easy air. So this is called Breath in America, obviously. So this is our respiratory blend or our clear blend. So as I was saying before, this has got beautiful tea tree, lemon, laurel, eucalyptus, peppermint, etc. It's really beautiful and gentle. So obviously your main purpose for this is anything to do with the respiratory system. It's amazing for asthma. We in our home diffuse this probably every second night. So we, particularly over winter, probably less so over summer, but at the moment my son is just snotty again. We call them the Thursday snots. He gets them pretty much the day after being at daycare for a few days, just because he's run down. You know, he's been out playing all day, not sleeping as much as he does at home, and so he's always just really tired, and it just kind of, you know, kicks back in. So Thursday nights we always diffuse this. We pop it in the shower each night when he gets home, and so we pop it not directly under the water but kind of around the shower or even on the glass, and that's a really nice kind of steam inhalation while you're in the shower. The other thing you can do is to get a bowl with some kind of hot/boiling water. You want to be really careful because of your face, but popping some easy air, you know, 1 or 2 drops in there, popping a towel over your head, or even just, you know, sometimes I boil my kettle and just kind of stand close enough to it that one, the moisture, but 2, that steam and heat just really opens up the airways. So if you did the same thing about adding a drop, it's amazing. Easy air is also really great for people who suffer anxiety. So if you know, because it promotes that really deep breath, it's great for calming the nervous system and just really promoting that deep belly breathing, which calms your body. And so I, in fact, have easy air on my desk at work, 1, because of sick season, but 2, because sometimes I'm sitting there and I just feel like my blood's kind of rising. And so I can inhale some easy air and it just helps me to really have that deep belly breath. Instantly calms me down. I've got lots of other oils that I keep in my desk too, but that's a goodie. So this is a great one also to make into a natural Vicks/chest rub, vapor rub, whatever you want to call it. And I shared a recipe the other day around this. So this is a little chest rub that I made my son. And so this is just a little amber pot. So I don't know if you can see, that's just like it's hard. So that's just normal coconut oil in there with easy air. And so what I did was I kind of just, you know, teaspooned the coconut oil in till it was nearly full. And then I popped it in the microwave just like for 20 seconds or something, enough so that I could stir it. It doesn't have to be runny. And then I let it cool down, not back to solid though. So I let it cool down, and then I popped a couple of drops of easy air. And I think from memory, I popped 1 drop of lemon and 1 drop of peppermint, or maybe 2 drops of lemon in it as well. And so basically each night I just scoop that out and rub that on my son's chest and his back, so where his lungs are and his, you know, where he breathes. You can also pop it on their feet and just make sure that you cover their feet over with socks so that I mean, he's in a sleeping bag, so it doesn't matter. And I quite often rub it on my chest as well. And so when he goes to daycare, I always rub it on him as well. So that, you know, that jar of chest rub would not cost me $1. I don't know about you, but chest rub normally costs about $10 a tub from the supermarket, like the good stuff. You know, I always buy the natural stuff. My phone is saying, bum, bum. Just give me a second, guys. I'm going to grab my charger. And do you know what's going to happen now? My phone is sitting in a spot that I can't bloody charge it. I don't know how this is going to work. Hopefully that's okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so yes, that's easy air. What will we talk about next? We might talk about digestion. We'll do the blue oils. Now, we released a new oil today called Blue Tansy. Everyone's calling it the Smurf oil. And for those of you who maybe have some oils and you've used Balance, it's a bit blue in colour because of the hoe wood. But the Blue Tansy is really blue. So I'm super excited to try that. Now, Digestion. Now, I don't know about you, but this bloody gastro thing has been rife in Coffs Harbour. Like, every second person I talk to has it. And in fact, one of my beautiful girlfriends, just yesterday, we were going to catch up. She said, oh, I'm feeling a bit off. And, you know, my son's got a bit of a cough. And today we messaged her and said, how are you feeling? She's like, oh, my gosh, I've got the tummy thing back. So that's not fun, right? Nobody likes to be spewing and pooing all day. So this is the oil that you need in your life when that takes over. I've got it all over me. Now, in fact, I have this in a roller that I do not leave the house without. It's the one oil that I'm out to brunch or lunch or dinner with friends and I have to pull out because one of our kids is sick or we're feeling a bit yuck and bloated, we've had a bit too much cheese, we've eaten too much bread, or we really want a slice of apple pie. That's all so this is my husband's favourite oil. I have to get him to do a little live, actually. I'm dodging it now, around using this oil. So Digestion is a beautiful combination. It smells a bit like licorice aniseed. Or if you are a booze drinker, some people say it smells a bit like ouzo or Zambuca, the licorice Zambuca. Now, I didn't buy this at first because I was like, oh, I can't stand the smell of licorice. I hate it. But then I smelled it and I was like, oh, it's not so bad after all. But it's actually one of the most oils that I use. So I'm actually really glad that I do have it because I would die without it. So my favourite way to use this. Now, anything to do with the tummy, anything to do with digestion, anything to do, so bloating, cramping, you know, IBS, like intolerances, constipation, diarrhea, gastro, travel sickness, nausea, morning sickness, anything like that, this is your best friend. So same thing, put a drop in your hand, add some carrier oil, and then massage on your belly. Now, I'm not going to tell you to rub clockwise or anti-clockwise because I think that's a load of rubbish. Just rub it on your damn belly. And in fact, I quite often just rub it everywhere. that's my favorite way to use it. If you, you know, felt comfortable ingesting, you can absolutely pop a drop in some herbal tea, which is, I love to do that over night time, particularly on like a weekend and a Sunday if we've had a really nice big heavy dinner. It just really helps to ease that kind of bloating and discomfort. On the odd occasion that we go out to dinner and I have a dessert, this is my buddy, because I love him so much. We've been using a lot of this actually over the last few weeks because my son has had really not fabulous bowel. You know, multiple movements a day and the next day not going at all, waking up in wincing in pain. He's definitely not had the gastro bug, but he's definitely had a version of something to do with the tummy. And my husband and I have certainly had just days where we felt a bit, you know, I don't know, whether you just eat something and it just kind of makes you really gassy, and it just makes you feel really yuck. And I think just because you're going out and eating at places and maybe people are sick or getting sick, you know, they tap stuff, so you can't avoid this sort of thing. So this stuff is amazing. This is the one oil I tell everyone they need to get. This one, no, look, probably all of them, but this one. You can obviously add, so I actually have a metal drink bottle next to my bed with water, and I have a drop of this in it, and I regularly just kind of have some of it each night, and I fill it up every couple of nights. Now, what else have I missed? Yeah, motion sickness, digestive comfort. Yeah, so you can use this at meal times. You could use it before mealtime. You can rub it on your belly while you're eating if you want to help your digestion. So that's another great one. If you've got little bubbers who are suffering colic, this is really beautiful. You don't need much. Now, the recommendation in a 10 ml roller is 1 drop. Now, there are some oils that I use a little bit more than that, but something like this, you don't need more than a drop. It's more than enough. So you wouldn't put a drop in your hand and then massage it on your little baby. You would want a roller that you can just go like this and then massage in with your hand, because they're just so potent and powerful that you don't need to kind of use it. I wish that I had this when my son was super tiny. We used a lot of Infant's Friend. We used a lot of Infant's Friend in that first phase, which is licorice based anyway. It's a natural kind of liquid that you can give to babies, and it really, like literally you give it to them and it makes them go pipples, which is amazing. But I wish that I'd had this because I could have even just rubbed a tiny bit on his feet. But yeah, it's great for bubbers. Yeah, Kayla. Kayla's asking if it's safe in pregnancy as well. So in pregnancy, there's lots of information out there available. The Essential Midwife is a great one to follow. There are some lists of oils to avoid. What I always say is kind of use your common sense. Always dilute heavily, so follow the recommendations almost for a baby in pregnancy. So you would only want 1 drop in a whole roller. But amazing for kids. And Kayla, I know your kids have had that gastro thing going around, and so it's a great one to just have handy in a roller. So as soon as someone gets sick, they can just rub it straight on their tummies. And there's nothing worse than going to bed feeling really gross. But you know, great for morning sickness in that phase as well. So that's a great one. We might go on to some of our immune fighting oils. So many of them. Now, oregano. Oregano we source from Turkey. I opened this for some beautiful girls on Monday and they were just like, oh, spaghetti, pizza. I don't know that I've ever purchased oregano, or oregano, as some people call it. It's really strong. Now, oregano is what's considered a hot oil, so you would never apply this straight to your skin. You would apply 1 drop to minimum 3 drops of carrier oil. It will burn. In fact, it's so potent that I know people who have removed warts with this stuff. Now, oregano is antifungal, so he's a great one for the tooties, you know, tinea, athlete's foot, that sort of stuff. So he's great for that. Great one for cleaning your benches with. So mixing with something like lemon to give that nice, beautiful, fresh smell. That's a great one. I love to put in a slow cooker with 2 big things of turkey mince, some onions, some garlic, the most amazing spaghetti sauce, and just a can of organic tomatoes. It's so simple, but it's so yummy. 1 drop is all I ever put in there. Now, oregano is a really, really antiviral and antibacterial. He's kind of like your nature's antibiotic. So you'll see lots of recipes out there for like an immune bomb or an immune roller, and oregano is one of the oils that is in that. Now, not to be used for more than kind of 7 to 10 days, 14 days if you're an adult. He's an oil that you want to use for a period of time, and then you want to give your body a break. So I have 2 rollers in my house. I have one that has some combination of oils with this, and so that's the one we use when we're starting to feel, you know, sick and fluey. And then the other one is the one that we use kind of every day, just to kind of, you know, keep our immune strong. What I will say is when you're using oils regularly, topically on your body or internally, it's a really good idea to be taking probiotics, because many essential oils are antibacterial. The body doesn't know what's good and what's bad bacteria. So you want to be keeping your good bacteria in your body, and it's a really fantastic idea to be taking probiotics anyway. And in fact, we've put my son on them. He's been on them for on and off since he was 4 months. And now that we're regularly keeping them on it, he's been much less sick. He's got the capacity to fight stuff off much more readily. And he's always lathered in oils. So feet, toenails, warts, anything like that, great for your immune support, great for cleaning, great for your spag bowl. So he's amazing. He's one that you definitely, look, he's not one that I use every day. I definitely use him every week though. So great, you know, he's a great one to kind of clean your showers with because of that really beautiful antifungal. You know, the shower floors, your bath, your kitchen benches, you know, anything like that. So he's great for that. We might chat about our friend Lavender. I wish you could smell lavender because I love lavender. Now, our lavender does not smell like old lady potpourri. It doesn't smell like your nana's drawers. I don't know about you, but my nana used to always have those little sachets, you know, that had the lavender flowers in it, and oh my God, they stank. It's funny, actually, my dad and I were talking about the old camphor bags last night because my son, you know, just kind of keeps getting this, and he's like, he needs a camphor bag. I said, Dad, I've got oils. It's kind of the same thing. They're natural. I rub it on his chest. So beautiful lavender. Lavender is in so many products, and to be honest with you, whatever you had going on, you could try lavender. Lavender is, you know, the ultimate oil. So face, anything to do with the skin. So for your face products, lavender is a main ingredient in many skincare ranges. So if you are making your own cleanser, toner, moisturizer, pop him in. If you're making your own body scrubs, moisturizers, bath salts, anything like that, put him in. I actually think lavender probably should be a woman. Anyway. If you are making your own headache blend, if you are making your own sun blend, sun spray, put him in. If you're making an eczema cream, put him in. Like, put him in everything, right? So lavender is ultra soothing. So soothing for the skin. So if you are making a sun spray, for example, your peppermint is going to take the heat out of your body and the lavender is going to cool it and soothe it. So that combination together is just really amazing. So if you've got a skin irritation, you know, lavender is fantastic because it's going to really soothe whatever it is. So if you've got like itchy, you know, eczema, that sort of stuff, something like tea tree and lavender together is amazing. If you've got a bit of heat and it's burning, peppermint's great to add. Tea tree is great because it's antibacterial and it's an antiseptic. Manuka is also really amazing. So I use that kind of group of oils a lot. So I make all my own skincare. So things like toners, you know, face mists, lavender's great. You can also make yourself a cooling face spritz when you kind of, you know, getting a bit out of funk or you just need to calm the hell down. That's a great thing to have, some lavender, and just spritz it over your face. If you're about to go into a meeting, you feel like you're going to lose your cool, give it a spritz. Or if you've got a meeting at work or you're having a family dinner, spritz the dining table or your meeting table. Go in and spritz the room so when people come in, they're like, oh, they're knocked down a few pegs. I love to spritz my son's room. It's great for a bedroom spray, for a cooling nighttime bedroom spray. So if you've got kids and sometimes you just need to like, woo, drop it down a notch, that's a great way. So in using them in terms of inhaling, you're not limited to a diffuser. I don't even know if you can see this beautiful. Oh gosh. So this is my diffuser. Funny story, my, I won't say who she is. A beautiful lady that we know, we lent her my diffuser last week. She was sick and snotty and her kids had the gastro thing. And we made her up a couple of rollers and a couple of oils to try, and she borrowed the diffuser. And I gave it to her in my box because I always take my boxes to my classes. And it came back with holes all in the top because her daughter had got a pencil. Anyway, she's like, well, I'll buy a diffuser and I'll give you the box back. It was really funny. Anyway, diffusing is one way to inhale the beautiful aromas of these oils. You're not limited to a diffuser. And sometimes I give samples to people and they say, oh, I don't have a diffuser. You don't need a diffuser. You have one on your body. Bottle, palm, drop, put a drop, rub your hands together. Just your palms, not your fingers, just your palms. Hold them under your nose. And for those of you watching, let's all just close our eyes for a couple of seconds. And just acknowledge that we are sitting here on Friday night, giving ourselves maybe an hour of time out, listening to some crazy lady on the internet waffle on about how amazing these oils are. You can't smell a thing. I'm having all the luxury. But you are learning. You're showing up. Again, so beautiful. I love lavender. It's so divine. It's so divine. I'm just going to rub that all over myself because I love lavender. So, as I say, all uses. So many of my rollers have lavender in it. So I have an Owies roller that I use on my little boy with lavender, tea tree, and frankincense. Any type of boo-boo, you know, bump, scratch, egg on his head. When I cut myself, like I even put it on my pimples, anything to do, any knocks, bumps, whatever, we pretty much just get it out and we roll it on him and we just massage it in. So frankincense is an anti-inflammatory. It's super healing for the skin, so anything that might scar. Tea tree is obviously your nature's antiseptic. I think we've all grown up using tea tree oil, and lavender is really soothing and calming for the skin. So that's a great combination. As I say, I use it in, this lid. I think this bottle's. Do you know what happens? Whenever I buy new bottles, I swap the lids and put them on, and then I don't think necessarily the bottles are made for it. So our lavender is currently sourced from Bulgaria. We used to source it from France, but we now source it from Bulgaria, which is really beautiful. Sleep. No brainer. Oh my gosh, can't believe I haven't talked about sleep. Sleep. I feel sleepy just smelling lavender. Now, this was probably another oil that I was like, I'm not going to buy lavender. I bloody hate lavender. And then I remember I started using these oils. I'd never been to a class. I just bought them when my son was really tiny because I was told to. I bought one oil when I started, and I regret it ever since because it's cost me a fortune to acquire all my oils. And I went to a class and I smelled lavender and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then I bought some, and I probably buy a bottle every single month without fail because we diffuse it a lot. Basically now diffuse it every night. I like to put a drop on my pillow. So that's another way to inhale the oils. You put a drop on your clothes. You can obviously wear it on your body, but I love to pop a drop of lavender on my pillow. Now, when I started using lavender, my son was still quite little and waking up multiple times a night, and so naturally I was waking up feeling like shite. And then I started using lavender, and what I found was that in the morning, even though I would wake up, and have been up maybe 3 or 4 times a night, that when I woke up, I felt more rested. So what happened was I was having a deeper sleep, and I was falling asleep faster when I was using the oil. And so there's certain nights where the lavender's out here in the kitchen, and I'm like, I can't be bothered to get up and get it. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I should have used the lavender. So I try to have a couple of bottles on the go so that I can keep one in my son's room, keep one in my room, and keep one in my box, which normally sits at my desk or in my suitcase for classes. So it's amazing for mums. It's definitely an oil that I would recommend if you have sleep problems. Now, some people don't like lavender, and some blokes don't like lavender. Now, my husband will tell you that the nights I put 2 drops on my pillow, like I really need to knock myself out. So sometimes I just put 1 drop, and sometimes I put 1 on each side of my pillow. He hates it. He finds 1 drop okay, but 2 drops, he's just like, oh my God, it smells like a lavender farm in his house. Now, Wintergreen is kind of a man's version of lavender. And so that's a really nice oil if your partner's. I don't know what's happening to my YouTube's going funny. No, okay, it's cool. Let me know, people on Facebook, if there's any connection issues. YouTube's going a bit funny. Anyway, yeah, so popping a drop on your pillow. So going back to other ways you can inhale the oils. So using your diffuser, popping a drop in your hand and popping it over your nose and inhaling. Using in something like a steam bath in the shower or a bowl of hot water. Popping a drop on your clothes. So there's lots of different ways you can inhale your oils that way. Now, topically, so obviously on your skin. So my favorite way to use something like a roller is to wear it as perfume. So this is our passion, our inspiring blend. This is a roller that I wear quite often. So I literally just roll it behind my ears. I often just put it down here, and then I rub it up my arms and just massage in. So there's a couple of oils that I like to wear as perfume. Some I make myself, and there's a couple of blends that I love. And in fact, there's one oil every single time that I wear it, I get comments. And in fact, I'm super jealous because at the convention last night, people were given a roller. Now, what was in it? I wrote it down. It was bergamot, lime. Can't remember. One of the oils is an oil we don't sell. So, like, I can't even make my own. Bugger. It's the pits and FOMO when you miss out on these things. But the beautiful thing is that we now sell permanently and stock this amazing roller, which is called Hope. I recommend it for everyone. It's about $20. 100% of the proceeds go to our Operation Underground Railroad, which is an organisation who aims to stop the sex trafficking and slavery of children. Who doesn't like a sob story, right? As someone who's worked for over 10 years to protect the rights of children and have worked with vulnerable children, it's a really beautiful organisation that's dear to my heart. And so when this came out, one in the Australian warehouse, I actually purchased it from the USA beforehand. Yeah, I wear this probably every second day. And this is the oil that every time I wear it, people are like, oh my God, you smell amazing. So friends, Christmas, coming to a gift bag near you. If any of my friends think that they're going to be getting something else off me this year, you've got another thing coming, and they'll be getting something like this. Homemade perfumes. And in fact, this is the beautiful thing about oils. I made these for my husband for Father's Day. Well, my son did, obviously, it's Father's Day. We made him 2 colognes. So one is Balanced Frankincense and Lime. This one is Vetiver, Frankincense, Marjoram, Bergamot. This is a beautiful recipe by my girl Chloe in our beautiful tribe. She said her husband actually likes this, so I was like, I'm going to make that for my hubby James. They're still sitting on the bench. He's warming up to the idea, but we'll get there. We will get there. Okay, now tea tree. Kind of follows on from lavender. Tea tree is a bit the same. Nature's antiseptic. Cuts. Anything to do with open wounds, this is your friend. Ears. The ears, people. My God, my son had an ear infection. He's had 2 viral ear things, they call them. Tea tree behind the ear, massage right into that bone. I have a roller. Don't even know where it is. Is this it here? Yep, here it is. Look, I made this last week. Tea tree and frankincense. And so I just literally was rolling that behind his little ear, and just here, you can roll it on the top of never in the ear, roll it on the skin here, behind the ear. And I was rubbing it on myself because I didn't want to get sick. And I had like poppy ears. You know how you just kind of gluggy? That was me. So I was using that a lot. Nits, lice, anything like that. You can make yourself a kind of spray with water, spray in your hair. I've added tea tree into my shampoo and my face cleanser. And in fact, I made myself a homemade cleanser the other day. I don't know if this is going to knock my bone off. Hopefully not. So Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. This is the almond hemp one. You can get the baby unscented one as well. A bit of this, some essential oils and water, face cleanser, body wash. You can add some glycerin. You can use for shampoo. You can use for dishwashing. You can use this for everything. Between vinegar, bicarb soda, and Castile soap and your oils, you're sorted. You're so sorted. So I literally made myself, what did I make? I made face cleanser, face toner, a face serum / moisturizer, and I made makeup wipes. in about 20 minutes, and they wouldn't have cost me more than about $5. And the day before, I made a whole series of bent sprays, mold sprays, hand wash, like, you know, for the bathrooms. Great for cleaning. So I love to use tea tree. I have these large kind of 500 ml bottles. These are some beautiful labels by a company called By Me. They're just like a, I say that now, I can't get them off. They're just like, they're vinyl, they just like peel. They just like stick to the bottle, like they're not a sticker. So they're amazing. So I have a tea tree and lemon that I use for the benches, just kind of every day. You know, fantastic for your bathrooms and all that sort of stuff. Anything. Keep hearing noises. I feel like my son keeps making these little boo noises. Sidetracked now. I need some focus oil. Dishwashing liquid, hand soap, anything like that. Great for the laundry, like if that's where you come in from being outside, because it's antibacterial. If you've got some sickness going on in your home, this is a great one to clean with. Go through and clean, you know, all your benches, all your surfaces, soak your toys. We also have On Guard, which is our protective blend. So these two I tend to use together, as well as lemon, mostly because I like the smell of lemon. But tea tree is amazing because it's a real cleaner and cleanser. So great for the skin. So I use this in my face cleanser, just water, castile soap, and tea tree. If you've got eczema, great for the skin. So in your body moisturizer with some lavender, winner. That is your winner. Now, our tea tree is sourced from Aussie land. So that's the beautiful thing about our sourcing method, that we don't source tea tree from America. Like, it's an Australian plant. So why would we not grow and source it here in Australia? And in fact, I'm pretty sure that it's sourced from Port Macquarie, which is like 2 hours down the road from me. Eucalyptus is also sourced from Australia, and Douglas fir is sourced from New Zealand, which is really beautiful. And is Manuka. Manuka is also sourced from New Zealand. We'll talk about Manuka at the end. So yeah, add to your shampoo, your face cleanser, hair spray for nits and those sorts of ickies. Great for your feet, toenails, that sort of thing. Great for the mouth and skin. And in fact, ulcers, or what, canker sores. I didn't even know they were called that. I had one recently and I was like, what the bloody oil do I use? And I was like, why can't I find it? It's a canker sore. I had an ulcer inside my mouth, and I was literally just popping a straight drop on it and applying it. You can obviously gargle it with some water and then spit it out. But yeah, great for rashes, sores, hives, eczema, anything, any type of skin irritation. The other thing you could do for your ear is to soak a cotton wool ball in some like olive oil or fractionated coconut oil with a drop of tea tree. Sit it in your ear, and it will draw the yuckies out. So I obviously can do that for myself, but for my 1-year-old child, I've got a fat chance at putting anything in his ear and getting it to stick. So I don't do that for him. But an older child, you could definitely do that for. So tea tree is amazing. We're going to wind this up, guys. We've got being open hour and 10 minutes, and I've got 20% left on my computer. What have we got left to talk about? So On Guard protective blend smells like Christmas cakes. Cinnamon, clove, really beautiful. Amazing for cleaning. This is like my weekly deep powerful clean. So I tend to clean each day with my tea tree and my lemon. It smells amazing. And then I get in and do a really big clean around my kitchen and bathrooms with On Guard each week. We spray our shower with this after every shower. So it's great for mold. For your laundry, like around your washing machines and those things, those real wet areas, this is great to spray and just let dry. If you're like me and you've got a baby who has bath toys, soak them in this. We also have a cleaner concentrate, which is On Guard. We have lots of On Guard products because it's such an amazing oil. That's a kind of economic way of using the cleaning, the cleaner. I like the oil though because it's super strong. And so I use this a lot just in a bent spray. I have a bunch of these $2 bottles from Kmart. And I just pop, you know, 10 or 15 drops of that with some vinegar and water, and that's kind of what I use in the shower. Hey Amanda, hey Kylie. So winter, immune boosting, apply to your feet and up your spine with some fractionated coconut oil. It's great. It's a great daily booster. We use this every day in our house, especially for my little boy, but we put it on our feet as well. Great for your mouth, so you can add to your toothbrush. In fact, I use an On Guard toothpaste. You can do a bit of a mouth rinse. You could certainly pop a drop in some coconut oil if you are an oil puller each day. Yeah, so it contains clove oil, which is on the ORAC scale, which is the scale that kind of is given a number to the antioxidant level. So blueberries are considered quite high. And I think I'm not going to throw a number out because I'm probably pulling a number out of my ass. But clove oil is about 5 times higher than blueberries. So it's really high in antioxidant scale. So On Guard is amazing for anything to do with that. What else do I use On Guard for? You can add it to your chais for a natural chai. You can add it into your like hot cacaos. So you could either. What else do I use him for? I use him all the time. I diffuse him a lot. Around the snots and the sniffles and the coughs and the environmental threats, essentially. If you want to get rid of the pathogens flying around your home, then he's your friend. He's the one you want to be diffusing. On Guard and Easy are a great combination to diffuse kind of every couple of days around the home, mixing in things like tea tree and your lemon. Now, Deep Blue is our athletic blend. I'm not an athlete, and I'll be honest, I don't use this a lot. But my hubby was doing kind of outdoor strenuous labour, and this comes in a rub, which my phone is leaning against, so I can't show you. And we use this a lot. I have started using this a bit on my hips, probably more because my son's getting heavy and I carry him around on one side, and the side that I don't carry him around is typically my weak side. I've always had a weak glute and ITB on my right side that I've suffered. So one drop, it's super strong, like makes your eyes water. So this is Wintergreen, Camphor, Peppermint, Ylang Ylang, Helichrysum, Blue Tansy, German Chamomile, Osmanthus. So it's got some really beautiful soothing oils for your muscles. So that's a great one for, obviously sporting people, people that kind of are strenuous on their feet all day, to rub up the backs of your legs, your back. A friend of mine has back pain and she's been using this and just can't believe how amazing it is. Headaches, neck tension. It's great to apply, just not very much because it is very potent. Yep, so deep tissue massage, tight and aching joints, which is why I love putting it on my lower back, and I love rubbing it on my legs. Nourish muscles and joints, rub on arms and legs before and after exercise. Now my computer's dinging at me. I've got 13%. I'm going to have to go and get my computer battery. Lucky last is frankincense, the king of oils. And I'm going to make you hold because I'm going to go get my battery. was a mission and a half, guys. I'm back. I'm just plugging it in. Of course, it was plugged into, you know, the hardest spot possible for me to undo. Yeah, I think we're okay. Yep, plugged in. We're down to 12%. We're winning at life tonight. I always do these thinking I can record them and put them on my YouTube channel, and then they're not polished. They're not polished, but we put them up anyway. Now, Frankie Boy is sourced from Oman, Somalia, and other areas of North Africa. He is sourced from the Botswellia tree. Now, there's some amazing research on frankincense. So you can have a look up PubMed. You can search things like Alzheimer's and cancer and frankincense and find for yourself that research. Frankie I use every day. My favorite way to use Frankie bacteria. Absolutely, Beck. I don't pretty much use any oil undiluted. Because as I was saying earlier, when you dilute them, it actually helps the oil to carry into the skin. And so what it does is it doesn't allow the oil to evaporate off, but it allows the oil to actually penetrate the skin cells, and that oil will slowly release throughout the body. Deep Blue is not an oil that I would use straight. It is really strong because of the oils that are in it, so the wintergreen and the camphor. So I would dilute it fairly decently. So the best option is always 1 drop. You can always add more, but always dilute it. And it's not going to go far if you don't dilute it. So the fact that you can put a drop in your hand, squirt some coconut oil and rub it on means that it, you know, you can spread it far and wide. The beautiful thing about oils is that when you, it's a bit like the Panadol ads, you know how there's the targeted boom, boom, you have the little red Nurofen on the ad, and you've got a headache here, but then it targets down to your hip because you've got a sore hip. So oils work in the same way. So if you apply your ice blue to your sore shoulder, and then all of a sudden you feel a bit of relief down in your left hip, that's because the oils traveled through your body, traveled through your bloodstream. And so you don't necessarily need to apply to the affected area. And quite often, you know, I'll apply things just up my spine or like on my son's feet, half the time because he's in a zippy or something and I can't actually get to his belly. So his feet are the easy spot, and then you can just pop their socks back on. But I often just apply things up my back, like up my spine. No worries, babe. So, hey Q. So frankincense is something I use every day. So a couple of the main properties, anti-aging, so it's really soothing and healing for the skin. So he's anti-aging, great for healing scars, wounds, that sort of thing. He's anti-inflammatory. He is super powerful and potent, and he's super immune boosting. It's getting late. I can't even talk. So I like to put a drop in my mouth. So I quite often tip my bottle upside down and I rub it on the roof of my mouth. I like to do that every day, and certainly since I've been doing that, I feel a lot weller. I haven't been as prone to just everyday colds. When I don't do that every day, that's when I feel the sniffles coming on. That's just my own experience. Coincidence? I think not. Now, frankincense, I put him in my face serum. So I have a little, you can get like little droppers, which I use rosehip oil for my face. And I always add frankincense and lavender. And so frankincense is in my cleanser, my toner, my moisturizer. I aromatically dress with frankincense most mornings. And in fact, my bottle's nearly empty. Keep hearing the weirdest noises. My bottle's nearly empty because I do use him quite a bit. Although, in saying that, I've had a year. That's pretty good. So there's 250 drops in a 15 ml bottle. So they're quite, they're going to last you a pretty decent amount of time because you're not using very much at all. Now, one of my really beautiful ways to topically apply your oils is to massage your body. Now that frankincense has the most foul taste. It's really not, it's nothing to rave home about. Now, Vanessa Jean, who is the queen of aromatic dressing and the queen of potion mixing, you can go onto her website and she's got some amazing aromatic dressing recipes. Her signature blend is frankincense, wild orange, and lavender. So that is my favorite, one of my favorite blends. I have frankincense, citrus bliss, and grapefruit in my bathroom pretty much at all times. And so I often aromatically dress in citrus bliss. So 1 drop of citrus bliss, 1 drop of frankincense with some fractionated coconut oil. And I literally massage that over my whole body. So I'll go from my feet when I've got time. Some days it's just my arms, my neck, my chest, up my throat, around my neck, that sort of thing. Particularly if I've got long pants and I just get changed and then I do it. But it's a really nice way to go from your feet, up your legs, up your calves, up your thighs, your bottom, your back, your belly, kind of all around your body, repeating really beautiful affirmations. So it's a really nice self-love and self-care, 5 minutes to give yourself each day. My non-negotiables each morning are to tongue scrape. I do this without fail. I tongue scrape, I brush my teeth, I have a shower, and I aromatically dress myself. I clean my face as well. Yeah, they're my morning non-negotiables. And so if I'm in a rush or I'm wearing tights some days, I get out of the shower and I, chuck my bottoms on, and then I will add, some days I use cream. So I have a really beautiful organic Eco Tan coconut body moisturizer. I've had it for yonks and it's still going. Like I use it almost every second day. So I alternate between coconut oil and I just add a couple of drops in my hand and then I just massage that all over my body and it just lingers all day. It's so beautiful. So that's another really beautiful way to topically use your oils. Now frankincense, some other really beautiful ways to use him. He's amazing for the brain. So if you are a returning to work mum, or if you were just a mum and your brain's a bit all over the place, if you have baby brain, if you have a bit of brain fog, if you feel like your brain's just not firing, or you have some kind of neurological issue, frankincense is your friend. So you can obviously apply him to your body. So like at the back of the neck, to your temples, behind your ears. You could obviously take him internally. He's amazing for meditation, and you can just rub him here on your third eye, or you can inhale him. So I like to wear frankincense on the days I go to work because he keeps me really alert and functioning. And in fact, a beautiful lady in my team, she crazily gave her frankincense to her dad, and he was taking it internally, a drop in his mouth, and he made some really significant gains. So he's older, and I love hearing stories like that. I love seeing stories about people that have these amazing skin conditions or accidents, and they've got these incredible wounds, and that they're healing with frankincense, which is really, really beautiful. So you know, he's a really amazing oil to turn to for kind of any of those functions. For aches and pains, so because he's anti-inflammatory, so he's a great one to use as well. When in doubt, use frankincense. He's the king of oils. So I love to add him to my diffuser blends. I love to add him into my roller blends. One drop in my diffuser is more than enough. And I, you know, might only add 1 or 2 drops into a roller blend depending on what I'm blending. So there's obviously lots of other oils. You can watch some of my other live streams. I've done some other ones around happy, healthy hormones. I'm doing one next week around mood management. And so next week we'll talk around our mood kit. So we have a mood kit. We have an emotional aromatherapy kit, and I have that one coming this week actually. So once I get in and really, I've only got 2 of those oils currently. Once I get in and really use those oils, I might do one around that as well. So for those of you who are not yet using these oils, as I was saying, there's a couple of options. One, if you kind of want to have a sniff and a try before you buy, I'm more than happy to send you out some of these beautiful little sample vials like this. And in fact, I have a beautiful lady I'm dropping some off to tomorrow. So for those of you who I sent the information to, and I'll drop this up on the Facebook link, the product guide that I sent you lists all of the products we have available. So the first page, the first row is essentially your single oils, so like lemon, tea tree, lavender, peppermint. Your second column are the blends. So that's like your Easy Air, your Digestin, your Ice Blue. The other columns are our other products, so things like our shampoo, our toothpaste. So you can obviously replace your everyday items. Our fractionated coconut oil is at the bottom of the list too. I always find that I miss that. Now there's 2 ways that you can get these beautiful oils into your home. And so the really beautiful thing about doTERRA is they come with a wraparound network of support. And so when you purchase a kit through me, what you get is my love and oily support for life. And so you'll get access to our beautiful kind of online groups and tribes. I'm part of a very large network, and there are people from all around Australia and the world. We have teams, you know, in the UK and in the US, kind of New York. I was thinking Canada, New Zealand. We've got people from all sorts. So it doesn't matter where you are from. You know, I have some beautiful team members who are, you know, obviously not local to me, and we touch base. We're in a modern world. So, you know, we touch base by Skype, via text, via, you know, messages, Facebook, etc. And we have some really beautiful groups of people that you can, you know, kind of touch in with and get support and, you know, ask questions and get recommendations. That's the really beautiful thing about this company, that you don't just go into a, you know, supermarket and buy them off the shelf and then go home and be like, what the friggin' hell am I doing? There are resources, and I give you access to lots of information, ebooks, tools. You get a welcome kit, which I always send people some empty rollers, a spray bottle, a little flip card, which has some kind of key uses for the main oils, kind of some samples and a couple of other things to get you started so that you kind of, you know, go home and know how to use your oil straight away. Now, on the back of the product guide, and for those of you who have it electronically, I have sent you the enrollment kits. So to purchase your oils with doTERRA, the most economical way to do that is to do it as a wholesale customer. And so to be a wholesale customer, you can purchase a wholesale account, which costs you $35. And so that $35, as I was saying, gets you, firstly, access to the oils at 25% off the retail price. it also gets you, access to me and my support and my beautiful online groups. And so that $35 is a 12-month membership. Every year thereafter, it's $25, and doTERRA gift you a bottle of peppermint oil, which is worth much more than $25. So that's a really beautiful perk. So it's really kind of a $35 fee, and then each year, it's essentially free because you're getting the free oil. The other option is that you can purchase a kit, and the kit comes with your membership for free, so it's included. So for those of you, depending on your needs, it will depend on how you want to start. So some people just want to purchase a membership and get 3 oils because the oils that they want aren't in the kit. They may want to just purchase some lavender. Some people, a beautiful friend of mine, she's enrolling with, what did she want? Sandalwood, patchouli, geranium, bergamot. She was really specific around the exact oils that she wanted, and that's really beautiful. There's no kit that have those in them. And we worked it out. It was over $330 retail for her to join with the $35 fee tacked on. It was around $40 of savings. Plus she gets them at 25% off for all of her future orders. So it was a no-brainer. So once you spend over about $100 to $110 to $20, your membership pretty much pays for itself. So that's kind of just helpful to know. And then obviously the rest of your oils you get 25% off. So the oils that we've talked about tonight are the Home Essentials Kit. And that's this kit, the second one down on the list. And so the Home Essentials Kit is 10 oils, 9 bottles at 15 mils, so 250 drops. The Ice Blue is a 5 ml bottle, and that's 80 drops in the bottle. Now that kit also comes with the diffuser. Now the diffuser's worth $74 and frankincense is worth over $100. So but just between the frankincense and the diffuser, it's $170 worth of product, and you get another 9 oils for not even double that price, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. Now there's another kit called the Essential Collections Kit, and so that's the same oils in the smaller 5 ml bottles for just over half the cost of the Home Essentials, but you get a third of the oils. So depending on your budget will depend on the type of kit you want. So there's other kits available, again, that will depend on what your needs are. So for those of you who are interested in purchasing a kit and you want to maybe talk through some options, or maybe what your needs are and the types of things that you might want to use the oils for, we could definitely have a phone conversation or a Skype call around what oils might best meet your needs. So don't do what I did and just purchase one. A lot of people say to me, oh, but I'm worried that I'm not going to use them. It's very rare that I have someone say, oh, I don't use them. One, because I provide you with lots of tools, with practical things like spray bottles and rollers. I provide you with ebooks and information, ongoing support. I run make and take classes to teach you as well how to use those. And so I certainly try to make it as easy as possible for you to learn, because I know what it was like when I started. So the Home Essentials Kit is the kit that I always recommend people to start with. It's basically your natural first aid kind of replacement. You can use it for your skincare, for your cleaning, most physical ailments that you might experience. If you're looking for an oil, you would be able to find one out of that group to start with, which is really beautiful. Your lemon, you can use for your sore throats. Oh, did we even talk about lemon? I don't think we actually talked about lemon. How funny. Lemon you can use for your sore throats. You can use in your daily water, because it comes from the lemon rind and not the lemon. There's no citric acid, so it won't take the enamel off your teeth. It's amazing for kind of soothing. I love to put it in my water, but I love to put a drop of Manuka honey. Great for anything detoxifying. So if you want to make a detoxifying body scrub, if you want to put in your face cleanser, if you want to, you know, if you've got any dark spots, you can add into your face cleanser. I've been using it at home actually to reduce the amount of snot from my son. I read that somewhere and I thought that's a load of rubbish. And then I tried it and it bloody works. So I've been rubbing that on his chest pretty much every day. I use it a lot for cleaning. I use it a lot. It's a air kind of purifier, if you like. It gets rid of any rank smell. So it's great to diffuse. And it's the oil of focus. So I love lemon. So something like lemon you'll use all the time. Your tea tree, your On Guard, again, cleaning, adding into your laundry, making your own laundry powder, dish soaps, bench sprays, all that sort of stuff. You know, your peppermint, your Digestin, your Easy Air, no-brainer, seasonal. I can't tell you how often I use those oils. So out of that kit, apart from oregano and deep blue or ice blue, I would use all of those oils every single day. And in fact, I know people that just repeatedly purchase home essentials kits. One, because of the value, but two, because they're the oils that you use all the time. I'm regularly purchasing Easy Air, On Guard, lavender, lemon, peppermint, tea tree, yeah, pretty much the whole kit. And I'm constantly buying new diffusers because we have so many in our home. We have them in new rooms. So that's the most bang for your buck. Now, for those of you who just want to start with either an account and a couple of oils, or for those of you who want to start with a kit but have other oils you want, we also have what's called a loyalty rewards program. Flybys for oils, as I like to call them. Now, I'm a huge Flybys lover because I love getting shit for free. And so our loyalty rewards program is a really beautiful way to build your collection slowly. It's a great way for those who want to just grab a account and a couple of oils, and then we can work out a bit of a plan to get a few oils each month. Now, how that works is there's no lock-ins, so there's no contract, there's no lock-in, you can pull out at any time. The only commitment is once you sign up that you purchase each month. You can obviously ring and cancel though. So when you make a purchase every month, when that purchase is over 50 points, which is around $50, every 3 months you jump up to the next band. And so for the first 3 months, you earn 10% back of your spend in points to buy more oils. What's happening? Oh, my YouTube's saying that my stream is resumed. Sorry, YouTubers, not sure what's going on. Yeah, so you get 10% back. Then, so for months 1, 2, and 3, you earn 10. So if you spend $100, you get 10 points back. You also get 100% of your shipping points back on every order. So $9.95 is 10 points. So depending on how big your order is, normally your postage would be about $9.95. If you ordered like 4 kits, then it would probably be more than that. So, you know, maybe $18, $19. So every month you potentially can be earning points to use on your oils. So for me, I figure basically every second month, just in my shipping points, I've earned myself a free lavender, or I've earned myself a free lemon, the 2 oils I use the most of. And in fact, every month you could pretty much buy yourself a lemon or a wild orange just from your shipping points alone. So what I like to do is I like to keep my points and I like to buy the expensive oils. And so in months 4, 5, and 6, that jumps up to 15%. And then in months 7, 8, and 9, it jumps up to 20%. and it keeps going every 3 months until you reach 30%. So 30% back in points. So if you make a $100 order, that's right, you get 30 points. So that's essentially a bottle of lavender every single month you're getting for free, or more, because that's not 30 points. So that's amazing. Like, it's a lot of value. So particularly if you are interested in replacing your everyday household items, so you can order things like our cleaner concentrate. We have a laundry powder. We have toothpaste. We have shampoo. The shampoo is amazing. So I use it that way. We have hand soaps, we have hand sanitizer. So if you don't want to make your own stuff, you can purchase those products. They're value driven, they're pure, they're natural, they're safe, they're tox free. And so you know exactly what you're purchasing, and they're safe around the home, particularly if you've got little kids. That's really, really important. The shampoo, the toothpaste, the cleaner concentrate, and the laundry powder are must-haves in my house. There's also some really beautiful skincare products that we sell. The Virage skincare is really amazing. I use one of the face scrubs. It's a grapefruit and peppermint. I think it's from the Essential collection, the Essential Skin collection. It's beautiful. I use that every day. So there's some ways that you can, you know, purchase things to keep those points going, which is really, and let's face it, who doesn't purchase things like that every single week almost from the supermarket? Like, it's ridiculous, right? So that's a really fantastic way. The other thing I'll really quickly mention is that we have some supplements, and these are only available on the Loyalty Rewards program. Now, when you purchase one bottle individually, that costs a fortune, but when you purchase the pack, they don't. So this is a 3-pack of supplements. I take these every single day. So if you suffer from a lack of energy, these are your go-to. And so for me, this is a no-brainer. I purchase these every month. Sometimes every second month, probably more so because I forget to take them some days, and then I don't end up needing a bottle, a new bottle every month. So that's great because you're earning points back on those. So when you sign up, there's an option to select the Loyalty Rewards program. I always suggest for people like the Mood Kit. What's saying that there's buffering on my YouTube? Sorry, guys. I don't know if I've set the settings properly. Things like Fractionated Coconut Oil, you clean a concentrate shampoo. Those are the things that you can try in the months leading up to. Now, you don't have to sign up to Loyalty Rewards straight away. You can sign up to it at any time, and you can also cancel it at any time as well. Now, a really special offer for September only, so valid until the 30th. For anyone who signs up either with the Home Essentials Kit or with any kind of, with the membership and a group of oils that total 200 points. So the Home Essentials Kit is 234 points. The Nature's Solution Kit is over 200 points, as is the Oil Sharing Kit. The Aroma Touch Kit is 170, you know, so you could certainly add an extra product to that. So when you purchase the Home Essentials Kit this month, you get 2 products for free. One of those is a 5 ml bottle of Manuka. So this is, people think Manuka honey. So this bottle alone is worth $100. You will also get a bottle of Litsea, which is worth $40 and considered to be a poor man's Melissa. So both of these oils have incredible properties. I use Manuka a lot, and in fact, I've had this since Anzac Day, and I've got about a third left in my bottle. So Manuka is amazing for skin. So anything to do, if you're making your own skin products, but if you suffer any skin kind of irritations, eczema, hives, yeah, anything to do with your skin, you would add this in. So for my son, to his eczema balm that I've made him, I've added Manuka in. I've added it into all of my own skincare that I make myself. I was diffusing it a lot over winter because it's super, super, super mega powerful antibacterial. And so that's a really handy one to have in your kit. I was also adding it to our kind of immune rollers. And so that's a really value-driven package. So for those of you who registered to link into the webinar, I will send you some information after tonight, including my ebooks. And for those of you who maybe didn't register, because I'm obviously sharing this live on my Facebook page, you can still register and you can access the materials that I'm going to send out after tonight. And I'll send out some information around those beautiful free, beautiful free products. So thank you so much for logging on tonight, guys. That was an hour and 46 minutes. People say they can do these classes in 90 minutes. And like, I've just done that, and I haven't even been in a class with people, and you haven't even been sniffing the oils. So please let me know if that was boring as batshit. Please let me know if I waffled on for too long. If there's anything that I missed, please, I would really love to know if there was something that you hope to learn that you didn't, because I think we can always do with some really constructive feedback. That's part of the process. Oh, thanks, Bev. Pleasure, honey. And thank you for being with me on a Friday night. We're all clearly raging and have thriving social lives that we want to sit at home on the internet on a Friday night. So thank you, everyone, including beautiful Bev, who logged on. Christy and Beck and Corinne and those of you who registered tonight, I really look forward to sharing some information with you after this session. So keep abreast of your emails, and I'll be in touch with you all really, really soon. And have a lovely weekend. And thanks everyone else for logging on. Thanks Kay and Jan and Q and Amanda and Karen and all the beautiful names I can see. YouTubers, I cannot see your name, but thank you anyway. Oh, thanks, Beck. You're so beautiful. We'll chat really, really soon, and have a really beautiful weekend. And don't forget, I'm doing a mood, managing your mood. I can't even think when it is. I think it might be next weekend. Might be next Saturday night. Anyway, check out my page and you'll find the link. So talk to you soon. Happy weekend, everyone. And now I'll figure out how the bloody hell to stop.